How do you harvest the vermicompost, the worm castings? This is how I do it. This time I need about 4 liters or a gallon of vermicompost. So I need to dig in my compost bin. Some places where the compost is finished or nearly finished. And you need to do that periodically, otherwise the bin will get full. Usually the sides of the bin are where it's completed the most. If you dig in the middle, then it's not going to be as good, or you might have to dig deeper. We'll just take the side and see what happens. Now this is all fresh leaves and things that I've just put recently. It's definitely not finished. The compost is very much finished here. There's a few worms in there that we need to take out. Now, if you noticed, I put some gloves in. The reason for this is the reason for the gloves is there's bacteria in here and some tannin and different acids. They are naturally within the leaves, and they will it'll just make your skin be really rough and appear dirty. You don't want that. So I've just put on 2 gloves. Alright, so here's a ball of compost. Now what I do is I just remove the most worms that I can without being too picky, because it doesn't matter if my worms are in there or if there's some eggs. They will end up composting what I want to use. I just don't want to add a large quantity of worms to my soil right now. So as they evolve, it's going to be quite fine. I realize I'm off camera there. There we go. Just pick off the worms that you see. It looks like nasty, but it doesn't smell bad. It actually smells pretty healthy, I guess, for dirt. It smells like dirt from the woods. There's a couple of juveniles. We want to see that. That means that they're laying eggs. And so you might think that digging into worm poo is not so much fun. Well, it's actually not so bad. Okay, I'll take another scoop or handful and just try to see what happens. So what I see inside here are leaf stems, and actually smells a bit lemony. I guess there was some citrus in there. The smell isn't bad. It's actually smells a bit of a lemonade. Now I try to control whatever goes into my worm bin, but sometimes it's not always obvious. Since I get items from a restaurant, I don't always have the choice of what goes in. So here's the lemon. It's partially decomposed. Now, I try to take away the bulk of the worms, just because there's enough eggs in there that they will automatically come back in population if the conditions in my pot are right. Which means if I have some organic matter, if the roots are providing the worms with bacteria to eat, and things like that. In turn, the worms will provide aeration and nutrients to the plant. Also will probably give it a better immune system against pest and disease. The worms will do all sorts of things that we don't quite, that is not obvious at very first. We know that they're good, we just don't really know what they're good for. Alright, so we've got about 2 liters of and not many worms left, so let's dig in and take some more. Now here's a few rooting seeds. There will be some in there. Doesn't really matter. They will be picked off as they grow. If this seems tedious, you could use the lamp. There's different ways to do it. For me, I just want the fastest way. Plastic bits here, we don't want that in there. Alright, so another scoop. Okay, so I did put some cardboard in there, and so the cardboard had some tape on it. The tape has remained there, but the cardboard is completely digested. Put that in the garbage. Potato peels are sprouting, so they are very long to die out. And in the compost you can see a few eggshells there that have not quite decomposed. Well, that's alright because they will provide calcium to my plants. Of course, doing this on an industrial scale would not be done by hand, but I'm not industrial. I'm still personally handling everything. A little later, probably make a sieve. See a few eggs here and there. So that means the compost is very healthy. The worms are well treated because, well, they wouldn't be happy if they wouldn't be having sex. So if they're having sex and babies, that means they're pretty happy. The bulk of the worms have been taken out now. So in my next video, I will show how I use the vermicompost.